on here? Well, okay, I'm back with another live stream, and surprise, surprise, I'm going to go back to work on the ASRock, and that's a surprise to me, maybe not to you. Well, it would be to you if you'd never even heard of me working on this ASRock. That's the motherboard that I put in this machine. It's an old machine that I got that had a bad motherboard. It had bad cap syndrome, and I actually already had the ASRock motherboard brand new when I bought brand new, and it just so happened it would work with that processor and that memory. So I put it in there and kind of made a little machine out of it. It's just a dual core. It's an Athlon, and it's not even an FX. It's some budget Athlon processor. I forgot what it is, but and I think it has 2 gig of RAM. I can't remember, but the board would actually go up to 8 gig of RAM, and it would go all the way up to an 8-core processor. That's why I bought it. And it'll do DDR2 or DDR3. And it has four RAM slots, but you can only go 2 or 2. You can't do 4. So, because one set of slots is for DDR2 and the other set is for DDR3. So it's a pretty versatile board. That's how come I bought it. I thought I had another machine, my mom's ASRock that is an FX. ASRock. It's an AMD FX dual core. And I thought the motherboard had gone bad in it, and it wouldn't boot or anything. And then finally, after putting that brand new motherboard in it, I finally realized I had tested it, I swear, but I didn't test it right, I guess. I didn't really I didn't get the multimeter after the switch that I remember until after that. Well, I didn't. So I don't think I had my new multimeter back then. So anyway, whatever excuse I can make up, it turned out to be the switch. Always check the switch. I did, but I just kept, it was an intermittent problem. It would work and not work, work and not work. So you could turn it on and off, and it seemed to work. Then the next time it wouldn't. So it really fooled me. I had to sit there and punch it 10 or 20 times with the multimeter on it, with a continuity tester that would beep at me to finally realize, oh, that thing is intermittent. It works and not works. So anyway, this ASRock, in the previous videos, if you've seen any of them or if you want to watch any of them, I used to have a Windows. I've done different things on it. I had Windows 7 on it for a long time, and I would remote control it, and use it that way. Then it got infected through a network virus, and got tired of messing with the Windows, and so I just thought I had like 3 or 4 Windows 7 systems. I got rid of all but one, and well, that was it. And then I needed a system for my mom to use while I rebuild hers, because she's got Fedora 14, and Fedora 26 is out now. I think that's what haven't put it on. I got to get that on my machine too. I'm on like Fedora 23, I think. But anyway, I've got. Let's see. I have now got. I think it's 26. It could be 25 when I boot it up. I'll see. And the last thing I did was install a bunch of apps via script. I used the group install commands and turned them and made them into a script so that I could run all the group installs that I wanted through one script, and that worked out pretty good. I think I don't remember what it took, an hour to run it, hour and a half, something, I don't know, to run it. But anyway, now there's a few more apps that I didn't get, some of the ones that we want the most. I was actually doing it for myself at the time, but now I'm going to let her use it until I get hers built up. And so I need Thunderbird and stuff like that. I don't think the VLC is even on there because that just wasn't part of the groups that was available. And I don't know why I'm talking so much about that. That's in the previous video, right before this one. I'll number them, and I have a playlist on my channel about them. So if you wanted to see any of that, excuse me, any of that, you can go back and look through those previous videos. They're all long live videos, so if you get bored, you'll just have to skip ahead and try to intuitively skip through and find the stuff you want to see. That's not great, but I just, for years, I just kept holding back videos that I got to upload them, got to make them perfect, and I never got it done. So never could find my around to it. So I just finally decided, especially when it became when the YouTube live videos got to where they worked really well, and when I discovered when I discovered OBS Studio that I'm using right now, that's when I really got back into making videos. So I'm going to boot up the ASRock. I haven't even booted it up. I have a KVM switch. I'm sure. I know. I pretty sure I can do remote desktop on it once I get it booted up. But what I did is I pointed my camera to, see, I'm trying to think of what do I want to do right now. Okay, camera 2 at the monitor. Of course, you're just seeing my little screen that I'm working with right now, but what I'll do is switch over to, see, which one is it? Number 1, I think. Got my sticky notes under there, and I can't see where I'm at. This thing is pretty good switch. It's really good, but it is getting old and a little contrary, so it doesn't always want to go where I'm trying to make it go. Okay, now let me turn it on. Actually, I'll use this is my remote, my back scratcher, my remote. It's that paper towel's on there because that's how I can put stuff on my back. Like when my back is itching, I can't reach it, and I can put stuff on there. Okay, so I just use it to turn on the ASRock. That's my manual remote. No batteries needed. Okay. Yeah, there we go. ASRock. And see, with the KVM switch, I'll have my same keyboard, my same mouse, and everything. Yeah, Fedora 26. Yeah, barely saw that in time. And if you can see that, all the different lines, you probably couldn't read them because I know it's blurry, but that's the best my little phone cameras will do. It'll keep the last 1 or 2 kernels, and if you have something wrong and it won't boot, you can go back to an older kernel and it'll easily boot. And then I think it has mem test and a rescue mode in there too, but you just use the up and down there. Like the up and down keyboard errors, the errors up and down to select what you want if you wanted to do something different, and then hit enter. That's how you would do that. But and I believe I've already discovered that the dual cores just won't run. I like Mate desktop. They won't really run it very well. I mean, they're fine until you start playing videos and stuff, and then they can't really keep up. So I think I have XFCE on here. Probably, well, I will go ahead and if I haven't already done it, I can't remember what I did, install KDE, and so that all my KDE apps will work properly. I won't really ever boot it into KDE unless something broke in XFCE. And I don't know if Mate's, I can't remember if I put Mate on there or not. Mate's not already on there, then I might put it on there. But actually, I used to like put 3 or 4 desktops on every system, but sometimes they get to want to run things in the background that conflict with each other. So I got, especially on a system like this where you're worried about your system resources, and I'll try to be a little more minimalistic, you know. Okay, yeah, I believe that's it right there. So all I have right now is Sugar Desktop and XFCE. I don't know why I have Sugar on there. What is Sugar Desktop? That's a liar. Well, I was thinking, no, that's not the one. Sugar, there's one that's just really just for kids, and I don't care for it at all. I must have put it on there thinking it because it was lightweight, and I thought I might try it for her, or just try it. I don't know. But that's all that's on there. Ooh, that's where you can select your language. I usually don't bother with anything there. So I'm on XFCE. Oh yeah, let's get the. Okay, couldn't remember if the. I should remember, but I was like, does the letter show when I type? I didn't get the password out yet. I can't remember it. It's a brand new system. Actually, I've been changing my passwords even on my older systems, you know, for security, and so I can't remember passwords. I can't remember them because they're new, and actually, I hate to say it, but my memory's been a lot worse in the last couple of years, and I'm getting where I can't remember the ones that things that I've known for a long time. So, okay, and I haven't even made. Yeah, I've got her name written down, but I didn't make her a username yet. That's one of the things I need to do. But first, I'm going to just get the rest of the apps installed, and I had half of mine to just make a script off of my system. Which is what I'll do when I rebuild my system. I'm looking at everything on here. Okay, TeamViewer. Yeah, that's what I'll use is TeamViewer. I think I've installed it on there. Oh, okay, there we go. So, yeah, I'll need to make her a user and everything, and what I'll do here as soon as it gets booted up is start up TeamViewer, and then I can do remote desktop and have a night. You'll be able to see what I'm doing really well. For some reason, it looks like that security alert's coming up, but probably it hasn't been booted up in a long time. I don't know why I would have a security alert when it first boots up. But yeah, I've already made it look as much like Mate Desktop as the way I like it as a CUD. See, I've got it all laid out the same. There was one thing I couldn't remember, and I've done this before. Oh yeah, that just reminds me. You can save your configuration. You can like right click and I think go to panel preferences, and you can well, you can't see any of this. I'll show it in a little bit. But anyway, I couldn't remember how to make all my desktop deals here be on the right like I want them. I couldn't remember how to do that. So I haven't done that yet. Oh, and those things were on the bottom. But I hadn't moved them. By default, they were on the bottom, and I want them up on the top. I haven't done any of that. I think because I thought, well, I'll find one of my saved configurations that's just the way I want it, and then import it. DNF Dragora, that is what updates it. 783 updates available. Yeah, it hasn't been running in a long time. They should just start automatically unless I haven't got that set up right yet. I wanted to do it automatically. I'll leave it alone and see if it does. I don't know why it was just turned all the way down for some reason. Well, that's weird. It's still showing like it's muted when it's not. I see the sound is on. I probably don't have a cable plugged into it. Oh, it's muted. Most of them don't. I don't know. I guess I manually muted it for some reason. But we'll find out if the cable's plugged in. I have a lot of times. Oh, it's plugged in, but it's probably not patched in the patch bay up there. If I need sound, I'll patch it in. Okay, so what I need is TeamViewer. There it is. I've got it actually installed. You can just run it from an, let's see, can you do that in Fedora? I think you can. I think you can just run it from an RPM file, or you can install it, but since it's something I knew I would be wanting to use, I went ahead and installed it. Okay, let's see. I gotta have, I noticed on my sticky note I had been writing down the number. Let's see. Oh yeah, the number stays the same, but the password changes once you've installed it. So it's good to install it because then your ID number that you need is always the same. But your auto-generated password changes every time you. I don't know if it's every time you open. No, it's not every time you open and close the app. It's every time you reboot the system. So yeah, I've got to write that down because I won't be able to see it once I get over there. Okay, now leave it like that, and get back on the other machine and try to connect. Okay. I believe I'm right. Okay. Yeah, because that's not a good view at all. So what do I want now? I want desktop. Yeah. Okay, let's go to TeamViewer. Machine seems to be running a little slow, but I rebooted it, I think, not too long before I started. I always have to do tests before I can actually. Sorry, I'm coughing. There we go. I think it's going to work. Should. There we go. Okay, so trying to see if I need to change any of that. Yeah, auto select, scaled, original. Yeah, I don't think so. All right. Yeah. Now let me look back over here. Yeah. Okay. Desktop. Now I don't think I won't need anything but just the desktop for now, anyway. I think before I get headlong into this, I will double check on my stream and make sure nothing got broke. It's been really dependable. Just when you fail to check is right when you may be talking to yourself for a long time. So go ahead and check it. I did check it right as I was starting, but I didn't listen to the audio or anything, and you never know when something could be going wrong with that. So I did check it right as I. Okay, I'm good now. I don't know if right now I don't think I need my um, um, that whatever that was. Okay, so let's go in here into the. This is something I really like. It's a searcher, desktop search. I think it'll do apps and desktop. Maybe it only does apps. Yeah, I think this is this is XFCE App Finder. I don't think it'll do this particular part. It's only for finding, and I like that because I don't like when other things come up. Some of them are combination, and I don't like when other things come up. And anyway, so let's see. I'll do some searches. Okay, web. See, I just got everything I might want on there. So it'll be. What I'll do is I'll put, see that's LibreOffice, I'll put the icons for her, the few apps that she uses, I'll put them up in the top like her. Actually, she's got Fedora 14 with Genome 2, so that's what I'm, making it look like. That's what making it look like Genome 2, which is what Mate is like. So let's see. Got lots of players. Of course, she would never be able to find anything in here if she wouldn't be using this. She doesn't know how to do any of that. So let's do this in a different way now. Okay, now also I like sometimes I like the regular applications menu. So see, there's all the settings. The text, it's a little bit small because it's remote desktop. I guess it's a little smaller than I might want it, but I think it's just because it's remote desktop. And I could, let's see, how hard is it to get in and out of full screen mode? You can do it. Yeah, right, it's still up there. Okay. Yeah, see, that's just about the right size. I don't think I need to change that. Okay, so yeah, the DNF Dragora updater. Okay. Accessories. See, it's really responsive. Of course, I'm just looking through the menus, but I've got Lucky Backup on there. Crusader's already on there. So I've already got enough installed for Crusader to run, evidently. Let's just open it up and make sure. See if it works right. Oh, it's showing your open apps over here on the left. Yeah, well, no, that's normal. That's what you'd want. But I want these on the right, and I don't actually want any of these quick start things down here. I want them up on the top. But I couldn't remember how to do it. Let's see. See if Crusader mode, it will not start in root mode. She never does that anyway. Is missing the path. KDESU. Maybe I don't have that installed. Maybe if I would just install the full KDE desktop, it would be alright. I bet it would, because I had to do that the other day in my domain system, I think. So start terminal here. Will that work? Yeah, that works. That wouldn't work in domain the other day, so I thought, is it broken now? But it's not broken. It's just that you're in. It's not working in domain 8 for some reason. 8.7, I think, is what I had. Okay. That's what I ended up putting on my dual-core laptop because I wanted it to play videos good and everything. And the Bane's a whole lot lighter weight. But it's also since I don't use it a lot, I used to use it for 2 years. That's what I used, but that was years ago now. So let's see. Yeah, I've got a bunch of IDEs and stuff. I'm trying. Well, I mostly use them just for real simple little programs to run on Adrenos, or I have some TI boards and stuff, text instrument boards. But I did take a Python programming class from Google, but I didn't. I'm not good at that kind of thing. Let's just say that. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Electronics. Yeah, here's an electronics. Yeah, I've got all those groups. See, that's what I did. I was installed these all through my script. I made a script that would just automatically install all these groups. I guess I'll show one of the scripts here in a little bit. And all the different things like audio, video. Now let's get in the internet. Let's see. I've got Firefox. Yeah, I don't. Oh, Thunderbird's already on there. Okay. What about VLC? Multimedia, that would be in here. Lots of multimedia. I got them all. I installed the whole audio group. That's the best way to do that. Like if you want to use Jack, install the whole audio group and you'll get everything you need to make it work. Jack's hard to set up. If you try to just say, okay, I want to install Jack and try to find all the Jack programs, it's hard. I've tried it and done. I think I might have succeeded once. Audacity. Okay. Probably don't have OBS Studio on here, but well, it might. No, I don't think you could really. I think this quad core that I'm on is really about all you can get by with and really do any real, streaming and stuff like that. Got a heavy Word too. That's an okay little word processor, but Office is much more full featured. So it doesn't look like I have VLC. Let's go to the search and see if I just didn't see it. Search for VLC and I get a bunch of stuff, but not. Yeah, I've got Kdenlive and PITVI editors and stuff. And it's kind of cool because if you stay in that window right there, you can just erase it and start typing again instead of having to click around with your mouse. It's kind of cool. So looks like what I'm going to want is not much, at least not right now. Now later, if I decide to make a script from my system that I'm using right now and put everything that I have on the system I have now on here, that'd be great for me later. But since I want to make main thing, and I don't want to put some apps actually in Linux, not too many of them run in the background and use up your resources, like Windows apps do. But there are some that do. There's a few, and so if you just install everything under the sun like I've always done in the past, you could end up, making your system slow down. Okay, I guess I'll go ahead and get a cough drop now because I'm already getting a little hoarse. It's not that I've been talking so much today. I did a 34-minute test, testing my little mixer and everything, my little Behringer O2 mixer. I plugged in a bunch more stuff to it. But it's the allergies. And it was too hot. It's feeling nice now. It was, well, just the cool air helps because actually it was 78 in here and the heater kept coming on. If I turn it off, then everybody in yonder will be cold. So, and it was set on 75, so not, any lower than that would freeze my mom out. So I went ahead and opened my window some. And then I'm not sure, sometimes, I swear, last few days when it was cool and I didn't open the window, I seem to have more allergy trouble than when I have the window open. But anyway, it's actually 79.2 in here right now, but I feel much better than I did an hour ago when it was 78 something, but the windows were shut. So I can feel that coolness coming in. It's cooling off outside right now. It's getting, what is it? It's 17:46. I haven't even set the clock right. How do you do that? Format. Okay. I don't want the second. So, yeah, 5:46 p.m. digital time zone. Is Central okay? Well, some of them, they don't do it right. CET? Canadian? U.S. Oh, there we go. U.S. Pacific, U.S. Central. There we go. Now we're good. Now, didn't change the time any, but we're good. I guess I'll look at that little basket, that little thing there. Let's see. Okay. Update, open Dragor dialog. Let's look at the dialog and see what it's got going on here. I guess you have to. Yeah, I think in Fedora you have to. Used to be geographic. In Fedora 14, I think was my perfect operating system. You could do anything under the sun, almost. In a graphic user interface. You didn't have to go in and edit files. You didn't have to find the commands to run and all that. And now, the basic stuff like getting automatic updates going, you've got to edit a file. I think you have to run a command. Maybe you just have to edit a config file. I can't remember. I have to go back and find the information. They're going backwards. Why they're always talking about, for years and years, they want everybody to adopt Linux and all the normal everyday people to use Linux. But now, in the last 5 years, it's gone way backwards in the ease of use. So, and setting up the network, it used to be so easy to set up, where you could use SSH and FTP and SMB, Samba, Windows networking if you wanted, just with some graphic apps. And now, ever since about Fedora 17 is when it started going downhill there. And I know a lot of those people that made those apps probably got, probably the reason it happens is because they worked hard on those apps and then they didn't get donations to help support their work, so they quit doing it. I don't think it's got anything to do with the Fedora Foundation or the Debian Foundation or whatever. They just, put in the best of what's available. And it's, everybody else writes all the individual software apps. So I think that's what it is. So if they get support, then they'll be there. And if they don't, they won't. So I guess that's how it goes. Okay. I'm thinking, do I want to do an update now? Well, no, let's don't do an update because I'm getting ready to install stuff. I'm probably going to use a script, and if I got in the middle of an update, then I can't do that. So, yeah, I'll look for that. This is, let's see. Backup and restore right there. Whoops. Okay. Yeah. Oh, there's some backups in there. So if I can go find me one that has it the way I want it, I'm pretty sure I saved one. Apply configuration, save configuration, remove, export, import. So see, this one's not set up, so I'm not even going to export it, but I can do import. But I got to go find one that I saved from another system that's just the way I want it. I'm afraid it's actually on that system. I think I might have already looked for that. Wait, let's do that again. I don't know the file extension that I'd be looking for. Backup and restore. Okay. I'll go ahead and export it. Now then, XFCE, ASRock 11, what is it today? 10th. Now, put it in my documents folder. I haven't made very many folders in there yet. Let's save, and then I'll see what the file extension end up being. Downloads documents. Okay. There it is. Okay, it's a tar BZ2. Oh. Yeah, see, I had already saved it before. DNF group list. That's probably see, this is the group, one of the group lists I was talking about. That's how I. Oh, this is how I got the commands to put them in a script. I wrote, got a root SU for root privileges, and then I might have typed it wrong or something. So yeah, here it is. That right there evidently got. Oh wait. Well, maybe this did work. Yeah, just DNF group list, and then it was telling other. Yeah, other things you could try, like you want to see hidden. Maybe I typed that. Tell me to go ahead and do all those different things. Yeah, I think so. I think I got all this out of an article, those commands. So I got the list, and very long list. And then I don't think I have the script saved in here. Let's see. Doesn't look like it. Oh wait, yeah, there's some right there. Okay. Groups, Dons install script, 24 things to do. Oh, okay, so this would be it, I guess, at view. Yeah, and all you see, just all you need to make is install script is bin bash init, do an update, DNF update, and then DNF install space. And I started out with RPM Fusion. You're going to do the free, and then the non-free, and then non-free, and then everything, and all your RPM Fusion apps will go in there. And so then I did audio production, sound, all these groups, and the ones with the number sign, that's called highlighting them out. So those are not active. They're not gonna be run. You can always, if you want them, go ahead and don't highlight them out like I did there. And so this is the one that I ran. I'm sure it is because it's on this machine. And then I did the XFCE. So I haven't done KDE. I may need to go ahead and do KDE. I've got Kden Live. Oh, there it is. See, I could just unhighlight that. I mean, I could uncomment that line, and it would we'll go ahead and install the KDE. So you can do all these things, cloud server, all these different things. I just copied and pasted those commands, those output from that group list command into here and made it into a script. It's really simple to do. And there's two ways you can make one of these work. You can either put all the files in a row with the space in between them, or you can put them on separate lines like I did here. This is neater and easier to read, so I ended up doing that. I used to just put them all on one right after the other with space in between them. I used to make them from my, my Fedora 14 system, all the apps on it came from the previous systems. I would just there's commands you can run to list all your installed apps, and then I would turn them into, and it's kind of involved. I made a video on it in the past. It's in my channel, but I probably need to make a new one that's a little better. But actually, right here, I think. Oh no, this is not one of them. This is one of the articles I used to do this. That was on. It's 24, not Fedora 24, but 24 things to do. And I turned the article itself into a script because it was full of commands. I just highlighted everything out that didn't apply. And see, here's a whole bunch of my apps that, and if you put Y install, then it won't keep stopping and asking you every time, do you want to do this, do you want to do that? But maybe you might want to start out that way, maybe you want to. What do we got in here? Samba, Crusader. I don't know if I've run this one or not. I may have already run it. I don't see. There's VLC in there, and it's been highlighted out. Again, of course, there's all these other. This is that article. I wouldn't run this one. Oh, there it is. It is up there in the list. Okay, Photox Integrate. I have some that are a little bit longer. This up here at the top, this is stuff that I just hand typed, It is a bunch of stuff that I like. A lot of this stuff's already installed, though. I remember seeing it. So let's look in here again. Yeah, VLC is not anywhere to be found in there. That's why it's not on the system. That may be the only one I've run. But this is only the group list. This is not any, custom script. Well, it is, but it's straight just the group list. There's TeamViewer that I installed it from. TeamViewer from. So I think I will. I think that DNF group list ought to be over there, and with those app install things. Hardware report. Oh, that's, yeah, okay. That's from Hardware Lister, I believe. System hardware test in app. I haven't been in here in a long time. Test in app. It runs Phoronix Test Suite Interactive. Interactive benchmark. Oh, okay. It should be testing. Oh, I was trying to edit it, and I just opened it to view it. I didn't open it to edit it. I want to at least rename it. Where's the rename button? What happened? It's in the wrong place. Way over there. I don't know. I didn't know that. I don't know why it would be moved. Yeah, I need to hit edit if I want to edit that. Okay. Yeah, so that's something else. I was just trying to see how well the system would perform, I think. Okay. And there's my backups of my hardware lister report. It's kind of hard to read because it's all text, but it's an N68C-GSFX board. That's the motherboard I've been talking about. Let's see if I can see what the RAM is. It's kind of easier to read these sort of things when they're like in the graphic application. 66 megahertz. I still don't see probably just not seeing it as far as how much. Oh, 2 unclaimed slots. Well, that's what I was telling you. You can't use 2 of them ever. You can only use 2 at a time. So it's actually got both slots being used. So I don't know. Oh, maybe this because I should have been searching for memory instead of. Yeah, 2 gigabyte. Yeah. Okay, so that's and then the processor. It's a 4050E processor. Looks like dual core, 2100 megahertz. So it's about a 2.1 gigahertz. Okay, so let's go ahead and, well, I might have wanted that open, but oh well. Now I'm going to go, oh no, I'm on remote desktop, on the right machine. Okay, so what I want is my script that, do I have any networking? Let's see what its IP address is. I believe, oh yeah, it's on the same router, so let's see what its IP is. Okay, so if I try to go there and see if I could possibly, I don't think I've probably set up any kind of networking server on there. I'll try anything, I don't care. SMB, FTP. Might be able to turn something on though. At least, whoops, what happened there? Oh, it's whacking out because it's not there. Okay. I always leave it there so I can see my file moving, growing in size there. Okay. So, there are some apps that I never used before because I always just used to be able to set up, SFTP pretty easy. But let's see, there are some apps that are File Sync, Sparkle Share, Chart Generator. Let's see what that Sparkle Share is while I'm there, and then I'll look at the networking stuff. There's some that you can just turn on and off. Welcome to Sparkle Share. Oh, this is some sort of internet sharing thing, looks like. So I don't need the internet sharing. I just need, now did it run in the background? Some of those apps like that will just keep running even when you close them. I don't think so. Okay. Connections. We got a medical image viewer on there. That actually could be useful at times. Log viewer, Wireshark. Okay, let me go into the I don't even, you know what, since I've only really run those group installs, I probably don't have any type of FTP or SMB server on it or anything. Since it would take a good long time to set something like that up, I won't try to do that. I can just use my little, I just get tired of doing it, but it's not hard. It doesn't really take that long. Use my little SD card in the USB adapter to actually, I guess I should just plug it in. And then if I find a script that I want, I'll put it on put it on there. And then I can just pop it out of this machine and pop it into the other one. Sometimes that is pretty easy to do. Let's see what's in these in here already. Who knows what I've already. I've got Fedora 23 apps, spins, groups. So see, I've got two scripts on here right now. 23 apps install script, 24 things to do. That was the one I just looked at. Let's see what this other one is. This other one I built from a Fedora 23. Oh, it's the one. That's it. That's the group. See, I built it over here on this system and then put it on there so that I could do that. Okay, so I'll go over here on my backup drive. I may end up having to get on my old Fedora 14 machine to find it. That's when I made back then. Is when on that machine is where I made. I mean, I kept using it until I finally got. Someone gave me this Lenovo i5, and I put Fedora 23 on it. And so, you know, I was using Fedora 14 up until then. So I want documents, and I used to call them yum install scripts. Let's see if I have a DNF folder though. Yeah, I do. I've got a few DNF install scripts. I think it's the ones I've already got on there. Yeah. Wait, grip install, spins. Okay, yeah, and then Don's install script. That might be the one I'm thinking of. Yep, this is it. So what do I have in here? VLC. Yep, there's VLC. GwenView. Looks like I have VLC in there twice. Okay. Quit doing that. Well, I don't know if I want it to go back to the top, but I don't know what'll happen if I. Okay. Give me a chance. Where'd it go? And this is how you want to do it if you're not doing them one line after another. Is they got to be an endless. I don't know why they're. Oh, that's just a comment I put in there. Okay. I can't seem to get to the end of the line. I wonder if it's not showing it or what. I'll leave it. It won't hurt to have it in there twice. Anyway, it may be that. Oh, I see why I can't see it. You got a page over there. Still don't see VLC. And it automatically, when I go to the end, oh, okay, now it's working. That's weird. Oh, I guess it wasn't as close to the end as I thought, but yeah, VLC, vinegary cheese, Samba, Crusader, GTK. I know some of those are already on there. There's VLC, okay. There it is again. Okay, yeah, VLC. There, okay. Oh, I'm in the view mode. Okay, Firefox, Clam AV, very secure FTPD. Yeah, that was one. That's my favorite FTP server. Now, if I put that on there, and very secure. Okay, what's this? System config, very secure FTPD. That should allow me. That's a graphic app that should allow me to configure it. Hopefully. Oh, it's in there twice. It's very hard for me to not do things like that. I can't read a list. I don't know how I got lucky enough to. I can't read a list and see that I have things in there more than once. Very well. Well, that's a long list. Okay, this has probably got pretty much what I want. Let's go back through there. GwenView. No telling how many of these things I've got in there more than once. I probably have already went through it a bunch of times trying to fix it and never did get it cleaned out. I will try though. Well, no, just going to spend more and more time in the middle of my video. I'm just going to copy this over and run it. And you know what? I mean, even if I wasn't making a video, I really just want to get this done. So there we go. That's the script I've been looking for. You know, the last time I looked for it, I couldn't find it. And probably because I just forgot to look in the right folder, because I think I was probably looking at yum apps install files because I didn't remember that I actually had a. Let's do these in the newest order. See the the Dell 1525 installed. Okay, this is just a text file, so it's not an install This is what you get when you run the command to find all your apps on your system. You got to clean that up and get rid of these. I use the spreadsheet app to get rid of the extra columns and stuff. Then I put it in LibreOffice or OpenOffice to get rid of the extra spaces and returns. See all these returns? Actually, now that I've learned you can just leave them on a separate line like that, I'll probably start doing that because it may stop a lot of the hard work that I had to do to make them all on one line. If they're not all on one line, it'll break your script. If there's a return in there, I think even if there's two spaces in there, if you use the skip broken, probably don't have skip broken in there. Let's see. You can use skip broken now, but at first DNF did not recognize skip broken. Yeah, there it is. It's in there. Skip broken. It wouldn't work. So you want Y install and skip broken. That way it won't stop and ask you at every little thing. It'll just install them. And skip broken will skip anything that's just broken, and it won't hang up your script. So here's one of my. See, what is that? That's for some reason it shows to be the newest file, but that's Fusion has been defunct and not, it's gone. Fusion Linux is not being made anymore for quite a long time. I see it says Fusion right there. Hand typed. Okay. It may not be the actually newer one. It's probably those got copied, like they're all the same date. They may have been copied by FTP instead of SFTP, and then you lose your file dates. It just gets the date that you did it. So that makes it harder to figure things out. Yeah, those are all the same date. There's something wrong there. So I was trying to look at one that would be, let's put them in the file extension and then maybe. Yeah, the Red Black BioStar. That's the one that has Fedora 14 on it. So that is probably the newest one of those. So view that one. So this is not. Now see, it's showing, it's word wrapping it, and it says contains lines longer than the configured long length of 4096 characters. Those were wrapped, and the document is set to read-only mode. Now, there's some of these apps, depends on what viewer you open it in. It'll say, well, do you want to go ahead and just this one time open it up without the word wrap, and it'll see it. You need to be able to see it if you're making one on one line like that. You got to see that it is on one line, because if it was like this in reality, then it wouldn't run. So the next time I'll be able to script by getting all the apps out of my system, I'm going to make it the way that group install script was, and then just have everything on a separate line. It's so much easier to read and everything, and I think I am. We'll see what turns out to be the easiest thing to do. So anyway, I've got the script I want, and get this all back in order so I won't be lost. I'll get back into my machine here. See, yeah, that way I can quickly look at my video. Okay, now I'm going to go over here and right click on my icon from my 32 gigabyte SD card and eject it. Take it out of there and put it in the ASRock. Okay, now let's go to the desktop and check. Check my live stream. There we go. Let's see. What its IP is. See if everything's working like it should. Let's see. I was waiting to hear myself. Yeah, okay. Main thing, you want to look and see if your stream health is good and everything. But you do want to, you know, I change things back and forth now that I have my new mixer and all that junk. There's so many things, more things that can go wrong. So I've got to realize that I better check, not just check my video and see if it's working, but check my audio as well. So now we're back on here. I think I'll go back to full screen. That's much easier to work. If you're not jumping back and forth, then it's easy to work that way. Oh yeah, I wanted to look for a backup. Dadgummit. Well, let's get this script running, and then I can go looking for that. I'm sure somewhere I have a backup of a nice laid out XFCE configuration just the way I want it. But I got now Crusader is my favorite twin panel file manager, and I'll be able to show you one of the reasons why it's my favorite right here. Okay, now this is that little SD card going to my files. It's not just a file thing. See, that's the second use of it. It is I set it up with easy to boot. It's a multi-boot disk, or USB SD card. I can boot quite a few. I can install Windows from it. I can install Linux from it. I can do rescues, virus scans, everything just from that little thing. And it's the kind of small ones that fit in your phone. So if I wanted to, I could put it in a phone. I actually had originally bought it for a phone, and then I decided I needed a bigger one. And let's see, no, not download. Let's see, there's 1.7 gigabyte free. Before long, I'm going to have to clean this thing up and get some of these files out of here that I probably don't need anymore. There's the main app for it, easy to boot right there. I was using it to see. I've got all kinds of Linux apps, Windows apps, because there's no telling what I might want to be using. So been using it, like I was talking about the network being harder to set up the last couple of years. I've just been using it. So I got all kinds of stuff on it. But it does get to be a pain, because if you've just got like all your stuff on one drive and you can get to it from the network, then it's really faster most of the time, unless you have a network issue or something. So I think I'll put this on. Let's see. I guess like that's fine, just as long as I find my scripts. Don's apps install script. That's the one, I think. Let's view it first. Yeah, okay. Now, is it word wrapped? This KR viewer doesn't seem to. It's a different one than what I'm quite exactly used to. There's another one that I like. I think I was looking at it before. Yeah, I was looking at it in KWrite, I believe it is. Let's see if I right-click open with. Must have been opened in LeafPad, I guess. I don't know. I don't see KWrite. Maybe I don't have it on here yet. Maybe I should add KDE to this. You know what? I should do that. Yeah. Of course, I'd rather have added it to the original script, but, well, that's really just something I want on this system anyway. So, spins, things to do. Let's view this. Find KDE. Kden Live. Foxit. I don't think any of those are important. Okay, click KDE Plasma Workspaces. Yeah, so that's the only time it's actually on here. So that's going to be, this is the newest. Sometimes they change the commands, so I wanted to get a new script to copy that from. Make sure I got the newest command now. Mine. Okay, now I'm going to hit edit this time. Oh, that's right. I don't want to mess it up. What I'm thinking. There, word wrap. Yeah, it's turned on. Now we're okay. All right, now I'm not worried. Space, enter. Okay. Yeah. KDE's Plasma Workspaces. Save. All right. Now, so all you had to do to add another one to it. That's one thing about having it all in one long line like that. But once you get so many apps, like I showed you in that other one, a lot of the apps can't even read it in one line like that. Some of them can, but now KDE comes with it. Some things like KWrite and all that. It should, I believe, it'll go ahead and install them. If not, I'll have to go back and find the KDE tools, I think it's called. I wonder how I think about it. It won't be on here because there was only 2 instances of KDE in here. Yeah. Well, let's just go back and look at tools because, yeah, I don't think, because this is groups, so yeah, that won't work. That other one, okay, here we go. The one that's things to do. I don't know what it might have. It's only got the word tools in there once, so I don't know the command for KDE tools. If it doesn't go ahead and come with it, then I will have to, and I'd find that I need something from KDE tools, and I can always just go to the DNF app, installer app, and install it that way. Okay, so this is my script. Now, when you make a script, sometimes you got to pay attention that in the permissions, make sure that it is executable or it won't run. And that one wasn't. I think what happens is even though you make it executable on your system that you build it on, when you copy it on one of these SD cards, I think it takes that permission away. But you do need it to be executable because I'm sure if I ever ran it, I would have made it executable. So let's see if these others are executable. It's not. Well, let's go ahead and make them executable. I don't know. Oh, I'm on the. I don't know. It may do that. For safety reasons, it may be changing that for me. I don't see why it really would, but it might. Okay, so that's on the. I want to copy them over to install files anyway. Let's see. That one I don't need. I just need that one. Copy. We'll see what happens when I copy it over. View it to make sure I've got the one I think I have. Yeah. Yeah, it gets really confusing when your apps don't show them to you the way they really are. Okay, see, it doesn't show to be executable again. All right. I don't suppose I'm having problems changing it to executable. Yeah, that one is. I already was because I had ran it. But yeah, first thing you'll do is forget, and then you'll start trying to run that script, and it won't run. So that's your problem if you have that problem. Okay, so if you run into that, that's how you fix it. Let's see. Let's go. There's some extra stuff in here that's confusing me. I don't want none of that. I'll try to clean that out later. I don't want those things. I don't use that. I haven't laid this out the way I like it. Try to go to the settings. Oh, show FN keys bar. Okay, show status bar, show action toolbar. What is this one called? That's the one I don't want. I want the main toolbar. Actions, I'm pretty sure I want. Status, yeah. Maybe it's the FN keys. No, that was not the one I don't want to get rid of. Okay, what about status? No. I think that's not part of those bars. I think it's like when you right click and add things, toolbar settings. I'm getting it. I am here to set up the system, but I'm getting sidetracked. Didn't know, either that's taking a long time to open up, or I misclicked it or something. So I don't know. If it comes up, then I'll deal with it. Okay, so I've got this all ready to go. What's this? Dawn's files. I haven't got out of there yet. Okay. Yeah, see, it threw me off. Oh, here it is right there. That's what I was looking for. But that stuff up in there, it just drives my eyes crazy. I don't know what the heck's going on. It's not what I'm used to. So, actually what I could have done was, if I have it all set up the way I like it, I could click one that says make them equal. But anyway, we're at home. Let's see. Downloads. Oh, I want documents. And I want install files. What I'm doing is I'm putting this on the right because it just depends on how my eyes are doing at the time. That on the right just feels right to me, and I can feel like I can read it better. Okay, now what I'm going to do is right click on there, properties, get the whole name, copy, right click copy, hit cancel. I just wanted that so I don't have to try and type that out because I would get it wrong. Now right click in here, and you need to do it in here. That's not working. Okay, well you're in here. I'm on the right side, but normally you can, in Crusader you can right click. There's something weird about, I don't know, they must have changed things in the newer version. Now I'll have to figure out how to make it work the way I want it to. But so hopefully, okay, I'll be here. I'm in the, I'll just do that so you can see. I'm on the right side. Tools, start terminal. Well, I need start terminal here. That is what makes everything wonderful. Where is it? Why isn't it in there? Don't tell me they've taken. Now the right click worked. How strange. After I clicked on that file, run console. Let's see if it opens it up in that window or warning. Could not start program home Don. DNF install. What? Warning, could not start program. DNF install so and so so and so. Oh. It tried to run it, but that is not what I was trying to do. Create new folder, fast clipboard. Okay, tools. Okay, makes it do something different. This is weird. I bet you if I got into, see if I can get myself unconfused. Let's say I was going to do that in here. I'll just click on this side. Oh, okay. So if I went to tools, I could be that. Oh, see what I've done is made me a shortcut up here. That was open terminal in current directory. Should work, I think. It's not doing it. Maybe it's quit working. No, there it is. And that'll be in no Wi-Fi downloads. That's what I want. Okay, so maybe I can add that icon up here in this other one. That keeps getting small on me. Okay. So if I right click up here, see what I want. Configure toolbars. There we go. Now. Okay. Start terminal here. That's one of them that I want. Swap sides, rename. What about sync? Sync panels, sync folders, synchronize folders. I think that's already up there. I think that's it right there. I'm just going to go with what I got because I'm pretty sure that's it right there. Oh, and you can, let me go back to that. Configure toolbars. Oh, that's weird. Normally, you know, you have a list of all of what you got, and you can move them up and down, left and right. But they're not. Okay, well, I'll leave it there. Okay, start terminal here. There we go. And I'll go ahead and leave it big now. Yeah, I'm in my folder, and that makes it something. Otherwise, you've got to type out the folder you're in, and it can get really hard when you've got a long folder. So you hit period or dot / can't do Control V. I'm always doing that. You can either do right click and paste, or you can do edit paste. Now, Fedora 23 Dons install scripts. Hit enter. Now we're installing. We should be installing our error. Command has to be run under root user. Oh yeah, okay. SU, I forgot that part. And do SU, don't do sudo, because you'll have full root privileges with SU. Okay, now authentication failure. I typed it wrong, I guess. Okay, I'm going to close this terminal and start over simply because I want it to be clean, because I may want to save my output. I do that a lot. That's the other thing I like about this terminal. Oh, I just typed, I read the first part of that password and then typed the rest from memory, but it was the wrong memory of the wrong machine. Okay, now we're in the right place. Period / and you could do edit paste if you wanted to, and then hit enter. What? No such file. Oh, bin bash, no such file. It said no such file or directory, and then it starts working. Now I don't know. Usually when you get that, that means you're in the wrong folder. Okay, it's already downloading them. I thought it was going to ask me, do you want to do this or something, this or that or the other, but it's not. It's downloading them. And there's not a whole lot in here. Well, of course, when you get to the KDE desktop, that will take a while. But it's looking right now, it looks like our total is like 14 megabytes, I think. And that's just like, you know, very secure FTP, VLC, and all, and it automatically gets the dependencies and everything. So I forgot to make it full screen. Let's go ahead and make it full screen. It'll be a little bigger on the screen. Okay. It will take a little while, and what I was thinking is I didn't want to get off of it while it's, you know, working, but well, it's always going to be working throughout the whole process. But the KDE, actually, that won't take that long. Probably no more than 5 minutes. This other stuff, probably the total of this other stuff might be 2 to 5 minutes. Going pretty fast. See, we're already on 23 of 26 on the downloads. Then you'll have to go back and install it. So I guess I'll go ahead and just kind of wait. I guess if I'm feeling like I need a break, and if I'm going to have to take a break, well, I may have to just, I think the video's already around an hour, so maybe I'll just stop it and start another one. I was thinking I would go take a little break while it was doing this part, but heck, this is the whole, one of the main objects of the video here, so I don't want to just take off, really. So, yeah, it's a wondrous thing to install a bunch of apps with the script instead of having to go. It's really cool. I mean, when I first started learning Linux, it was amazing to have a graphic user interface to just find apps and install them. And I would get app happy. I'd install 30 at once, and then I got to the point I was trying to install 100 at once. Well, the thing about it is, when you start, you know, there's always be times when there's things that don't work together well, and you'll have conflicts. So you sit in there for 2 or 3 hours reading and selecting all the apps that sound good to you. You hit that install button, and then you get conflicts, and then you've got to figure out of that whole list which ones are the ones they're talking about, you know, what's not working with what, because it may be, it's usually a dependency, not one of the ones you even selected, you know. See all these here? Most all of those are dependencies. So, see, like down here at the bottom, very secure FTP-D, you know, that's the FTP app. VLC core, that's the main part of VLC. See, there's other VLC cores, though. So, and all those libs, if it starts with lib, it's probably a dependency. Now, some apps are actually named lib so-and-so. But anyway, if you want, if you already like know a bunch of apps you want to install, like I do, because I've been running Linux, you know, since 05. All you need to do is make you one of these scripts, and then it'll install them all for you. And especially, well, when it got to where, since I skipped, you know, I was on Fedora 14, I stayed with it because I liked it so much, and and I just didn't want to build a whole new system and I just kept putting it off. And then by the time it was Fedora 20, I did do it on some other systems. I did 17 and 19 and 21 and stuff on my laptop and stuff. But on my main system, I just kept using my 14 because it had about 3,500 apps on it, and I didn't ever use them all. But anything I needed to do, it was there, and I could find it, with the app finder and do what I needed to do. So, but then the machine finally got so old that it just couldn't keep up with surfing the web anymore. It couldn't play videos anymore hardly, And then when somebody gave me this quad core, then I went ahead and built it up. So that's when my install scripts, they had lots of apps that were no longer available, from Fedora 14 all the way up to 23. And so the script was just making a big mess, because I was using, you can use skip broken and still run, but you'll have all these dependencies installed that are orphan, they call them orphan files or orphan apps, and it's finished. And they were just on there for nothing, so I didn't want a big mess like that. Okay, these are all done. It's complete. They're installed. Okay. Now I could just do, I think I will. I want to see how that graphic user interface is working. I started to say I'll do DNF update in here, but I'm not going to do that because if I need to, I will if I have any hangups or anything. But let's see if I want to know if that graphic user updater is working. So there you go. That didn't take long, and I didn't even see KDE, but evidently it is installed. We'll look for it here in a minute. Okay, now what I was going to say, one thing I love about console, this is the KDE terminal app. You can go up here and say File, Save Output As. So now I can go, let's see, where will I save that? I don't know if I want to put it in there because that'll get me confused. I'll just leave it in the main directory until I get me a folder going. Well, why don't I make me one now? I don't know. Let's see. Fedora 23. This is 26, I believe. I'm not going to leave the dashes in there for a folder name. It seems to be a little easier to read now. And what I'll do is change that. .10.17.text. Now, I think I'll do it this way. .26 ran. Now I don't need run in there again to output. Output. That'll tell me what the heck that is for. If I put those, name them too similar or put them in the same folder as my DNF install scripts, then I will get confused. I'm going to go ahead and close that terminal. Yeah, I was really upset when I couldn't use this feature right here of open terminal here and all that in my domain system. And it might be able to if I would just figure out how to set it up. But I went in the wrong folder. I want, let's see, let's get this one in downloads. I really got to get rid of those words and drop down lists. I do not like that. I do not want that in there. I don't know. I'll have to find out. That's a new feature that I don't like. Let's see. Downloads. Oh, I'm not typing right. I have my fingers in the wrong keys. Oh, okay. I was in downloads and I was confused. Oh, okay. I don't want to be in downloads. I want to be in. Yeah, it's too busy. Too much crap up in there, and I can't even see where it is I'm trying to go. What I'm looking for is the new folder I just made. There it is. Open that up. You can just double click and then it'll open up in an editor app Yeah, that's LeafPad. I know by that icon. Okay, so here's my commands. Now, what was I going to looking for? KDE. KDE, KDen live. Okay. Yeah, no package KDE available. I must not have got the no package workspaces available. Plasma available. Oh, I know what I did. I forgot something. Let me look. I can just do that from the graphic user interface. Let's go ahead and, I thought that was awful quick for it to have been doing that. Okay, let's look at the group. Let's see, yeah, the group. Okay, let's look at this one. You got to have parentheses around the group name, and I forgot that. So what I should have done is, you know, when I copied it and pasted it in there, it should have had parentheses. I mean, not, those aren't parentheses. I can't remember what you call them now. I know what that is, but anyway, the two little lines. So what I should have done up here was, okay, that's my workspaces. It should have been like that. I think it'll work. I've never, actually, I don't know if I've ever tried it, you know, in one of my long list ones instead of the, I don't think that would make any difference though. As long as the command is right, it should work. But that's how it should have been right there. So I messed up. It turns it into red. I like that about that this app here. I'll let you see. But that's what I did. I did that wrong. So I could run that script again and it would install it, but I think I'll just go to the graphic user interface and look at those updates. And let's see. I'm just going to do it this way. I'm going to say update because I know it's already told me it had updates. Let's see what happens when I do that. I don't know if it'll automatically update or if it's just going to show me the updates and then let me do it. So let's find out what Drago or a DNF Drago is going to do for me. I don't know if I've even tried to do, set it up for automatic updates. I may make me it may be improved, new and improved. It may do it for me. You know, I might be able to turn it on right here. We'll see. It's not going to updates. Okay, what's this? Update information. It's really different looking. Are these all updates? You can do check all, quit. But that says all. This one does not look like, you know, Yum or even what I remember the DNF app in Fedora 23 looking like. I don't want to install every app in the whole list of apps. That's for sure. That's kind of going on. Oh, I don't like it when that's not, probably not the theme I want. I don't like that. I don't like it when things hide. Yeah, I don't think that's the update that I want. User preferences. Show updates next startup. Do not show groups. Proceed without asking for confirmation. Interval in 10 minutes. Yeah, I think this is all about updates. Maybe this is the update area. Okay. I don't know. I don't want to just click on those because I guess that's not, you know, like every app available. That's not every app available in, since I did those group installs, I don't know everything that's installed, you know. Yeah, but that's not every app available. I guess it is updates. You can't change anything here, so names, descriptions, summaries. Okay, I think it's kind of like the main app. the same main app, but it's been automatically changed only for the purposes of updates, I think. And you could refresh metadata, which would like make sure you get the newest view, but it just got through doing that. I saw it doing it. So if you select check all, then it'll check them all. Let's see. If I read this, maybe it would tell me. Collaborative effort. Okay. Update information. I think that's either, is it going to show me right here? Oh, new upstream releases. I thought it was maybe going to take me somewhere. Requirements. Okay, these are requirements or dependencies, file list, change log. Yeah, that's very different. That's kind of cool because every time you click on any sort of a link for more info in the older apps, it will open up in the web browser, and sometimes that's a pain. Okay, so I think I can hit apply. I didn't want to hit apply if it was like, you know, if you just open up DNF or Yum and it just shows you all the, when it says all, it means all available, all update, you know, all apps period in the system, and you definitely don't want to install all apps. Probably wouldn't even be enough space on the hard drive for that, and of course you wouldn't want it, and you'd have conflicts. But I'm pretty sure this is just updates for this system because there was a lot of them. And I think I was able, I think it didn't make 100% sense to me what I clicked up there in the options, but I think I was able to tell it to, said proceed without asking after 10 minutes or something. So I think what it'll do, even if it's just up here running in the background and I don't open it up to, you know, the interface, I think it will go ahead and update. Let that ball stay there where we can see that it's thinking. I think it will go ahead and install the updates, hopefully. I just wish that, oh, you can get to that, but you have to get over there and get in just the right place. That's why I hate those kind of things. It doesn't come out long enough for you to get a hold of it. So I have to use those bars all the time. You know, I can't just sit there and roll my mouse wheel. It makes my finger hurt. So we'll see. I don't want to. I think while I'm waiting for that to happen, I'm going to go check my stream and all that. Over here on my main, get back on my out of the remote desktop and back into my main system. So, yeah, we're still good. I'm over an hour and 28 minutes. You got to have parentheses. So, but it is still working good. So, okay. So we're good there. Now, oh, yeah. See, it finally got done thinking. It's the XFCE policy kit agent application request. Okay. What is that? I gotta get that thing again. And once I get all the apps installed, then I can make another username for my mom. And then I'll have to copy her Thunderbird profile over into here off of her computer and all of her files so that she'll have, or at least the ones that are important, like the documents and stuff. I don't know if I'm going to go ahead and copy all of her, you know, pictures and stuff in here. I do want to make sure they're all backed up. Everything is backed up before I start reformatting that machine. But so what did it do? The window went away. Let's see. Yeah, that way I won't see my machine. I wonder if it didn't crash, did it? Usually you still have the icon until it, you know, of your update app until, well, do you? Let's see what that, I wonder if it got stopped by SC Linux. It could be that it sometimes SE Linux it's good to have the security, but sometimes it will fight things that you actually need to be doing. System D login D. Attempt this access read on the directory dbus1. Let's see. I think maybe it just stopped me. Troubleshoot. Alright. If you believe the login should be... See, I just tried to log in to do the update. Let's see. Normally I don't... you know, if you don't know for sure, you don't want to, you know, allow things that could be bad for your system, dangerous. System D, login D, raw, it allows. I have a feeling that I actually may need that to happen. Let's just minimize that. And let's just stay right there where we were at. I think I have a terminal window right there. Oh yeah, I was kind of liking using, let's go back and get in Crusader and just open up that terminal there. I mean, well, you can do it lots of ways, but let's see. Well, let's don't. This is a dual core, and the more, you know, that more I give it to do, the harder it will be for it to handle it. The updates are always a bit. I'll just do SU. See, I can now then DNF update. I want to see if it's running. If it's already running, it'll get a conflict. Let's see. No such command. What did I do wrong? I thought that was it. Try DNF install. Normally I would do yum update. And then it would say, oh, no, we don't use yum anymore. We use DNF. And it would go ahead and run it in DNF. But I've run DNF update before. I must have just DNF UP. Oh, up8. UP8E. That's what was wrong. Now it's just sitting there working. I think it's going to go ahead and come back and say, oh, you should be using DNF update. But we'll go ahead and do it for you this time. It'll actually keep doing it until they drop support for that backwards compatible stuff. But yeah, let's see. Last made it at check. I think it's going ahead and working. Somewhere it's probably going to say all that stuff about DNF. There it is. It didn't even say that. Okay, but see that it crashed. It didn't work. So there you go. Now that was a weird one. That threw me off really. But normally it doesn't crash the app like that. Normally it just gives you an error and it hangs up in one update if you have any kind of problems with your update. But I was going to say I thought it wanted me to say yes or no, but you know what? I don't see a place for me to. It's not at the command line yet. It's not at where I can type yet. I think it might still be working. But see, here's a bunch of apps that are going to be updated, a whole bunch. And yeah, let's see. Install 101 packages, upgrade 682, remove 4. Yeah, it's not. I was fixing to type yes. I thought it was wanting me to, you know, say yes or no, but it's not to that point yet. It's just still working. So I'll let it do that. Now watch it turn around and finally say, oh, it's busy, you know, DNF is already working. But I don't think so, because that's why I went ahead and did that. I thought, well, if it works good, that's what I wanted to do, was update it. If it doesn't work, then it'll come back and say it's busy, you know. But it could take a long time for it to say that. It is possible. Not sure. But see, there's nothing up there running. But what's normally running. It doesn't have anything extra. You know, that's the Ethernet, that's the firewall, that's the clock, that's the audio, and that's all. There's no You know, that other, there it is, there it is. Total size 1.5 gigabyte, yes or no? Yes. And it's skipping something. I don't know why. I'm not running one of my scripts with, you know, skip broken, so I don't know why it's doing that. It may be just skipping them because they're already up to date. Oh, it's, yeah. What does it say? Already downloaded. Oh, it says they're already downloaded. Maybe they got downloaded by that update app. I could be doing this when it's not needed. But I've never ever in Yum anyway. I don't know. I guess I've done it in DNF since they came out with DNF. You know, in the command line. But because I have my Fedora 23 system to automatically update. Only time it will hang up when there's right now Chrome and Vivaldi, Chromium-based browser, will not update. There's something. Well, the system's getting too old for them to update. Chromium is no longer supporting it. The Fedora 23 is what it is. So it's hanging up my updates. But it's in the regular, the DNF that I'm used to in there, the app that I'm used to, it's real easy to see. You know, the letters turn red and it shows you what's wrong and all that stuff. Actually, I've been using YumX. That's what I've been doing. But anyway, this is waiting for process with PID 2251 to finish. Okay, that could be the exact thing could be the other update. Let's see. I don't know why I typed PID in there. I don't know why I thought I was going to see. What I want is system. I want a system monitor app. I don't see it. Okay, we'll try just looking through the system apps. Task Manager might do it. There's only one or two of them that, well, actually, the KDE one's one I think the one I like. It will let you search in it. Okay, this one has a search. Already forgot that number. I think you can go by PID in here. I'm not sure. 2251. Nope, it does not. This is a pretty good system monitor, though. It's a little different than the one I use all the time, but it's even got your graphics at the top showing you what's going on. This is Task Manager. I think this one might be a little bit lighter weight. It's probably better for this XFCE system. Yeah, I've got it checked for PID. There's PPID as well, but didn't show up. PID. I'll see if I can copy that. Should be able to. Without disturbing it. Okay. See what happens if I type update. Nothing. I'll type all that in there just so that I can delete all the rest. I could have typed that in wrong a while ago. There's a way to do it in the terminal. I could open up another terminal and try to find that PID, but I can't remember all the commands. So it may be hung up because it really didn't crash. Let's see. Oh, no DNF. What the heck? I don't know. I don't think this terminal app has got it doesn't work the same, I don't think. maybe it's only showing like things that are run by Dawn. Maybe it's not showing the ones that are under root or something. Some of them do that. You can like show all processes. There we go. There we go. DNF daemon system 2251. Okay, so of course the thing is that the graphic one or the terminal one that I just started up. I'm just going to leave it alone, because it'll either error out or wait long enough for 2251 to quit, which would be the original graphic update, program. That maybe it didn't crash, maybe it just works that way, because this is a new one. I'm not that Dragora. I don't know if I've actually ever used it. I remember the name because it was such a funny name. This right here, I'll just close that window, but I may end up coming back and doing this if I discover that it's crashing somehow in the authentication portion of Dragora. Then I'll run this to allow it. I mean, it's crashing because SE Linux killed it. It stopped it. Normally, it doesn't crash an app. It just doesn't let it do what it wants to do. And a lot of times, that's fine. If I don't see any problem with my system and it's doing what I need it to do, then I don't go allow those stuff, because stuff that I don't really know exactly what it means, to allow it. But it gives you the commands. All you do is copy and paste them and run them. But you will have to do them as root, and that's the other thing. If you're doing it as root, you could potentially really harm your system. So I'm just going to let this part run, and we'll come back to it later. But yeah, okay, there you go. If you're using this app, this task manager, whichever one, I think it might be the XFCE task manager. I can't find the thing that tells you what it is. There it is. Task manager. Yeah, the XFCE development team so it's the XFCE's task manager. It's pretty cool. I like that. Once you get it figured out how to set it, it didn't take me too long, since I'm familiar with using a lot of different Linux programs. And that's cool. You can turn all this stuff on or off that you want to. I wouldn't put more in there than you could. That's plenty to monitor right there. And see how that's all jumping back and forth. I don't know why that yellow line's there, actually, because my search is clear. There's nothing in my search box. But I'm not going to run it, because sometimes some of these task managers actually use a lot of resources. They're called system monitors. I'll show you the one that I use all the time. Let that continue to run. I keep this open the whole time my system's running, and I organize it. I used to always organize it by CPU usage, but nowadays it seems to work better to have the memory usage. You can always flip them back and forth just by clicking. See. So if you do it that way, then it's the least is at the top. You click it again, and the most is at the top, like that. So real quick and easy to use. I'm going to paste that in there just to see. I'm sure that's not running, so it should be the same PID though in this system too. But see, that's not running. If my updates are running, I could probably type D and F, and it would. DNS mask. I was wondering why is it coming up with anything at all. So this is the one I'm used to using, and I really do like it. It has a nice graphic user interface if you want to use it, but it will use more resources if you leave it sitting there. And it is, yeah, it's KDE's. It's just called System Monitor, and it's KDE System Monitor. But this is a quad core, and with 4 gig of RAM, so it can handle running this all the time. I've always run this though. But on the older systems, the older system, nothing used near as much resources as on the newer system. So everything gets bloated after a while, even Linux. But let's go back in here. What I think is, especially since all these were already downloaded, I think maybe I jumped the gun. I think that the graphic app didn't actually crash. I think it just closed. Maybe that's how it works. I don't use XFCE much, except for on a system that just can't handle, my favorite Mate desktop. So that's probably the difference, I'm thinking. So it'll just sit there waiting, but it shouldn't interfere. See, that's what it's doing. It's waiting so that it doesn't interfere. So if that other update finishes and it works fine, then it'll finally come back and say, it'll probably just finish running, and it'll try to do it again, and it'll say, oh, there's nothing to update now, you know. If it does kind of hang up or anything, I can always just close this terminal window, but I'll wait on that. But I mean, and since I've really just kind of, you know, kind of guessed by God, or I mean, I educated guess, I guess I could say, about what's going on, but I don't know for sure. I'm just going to let it sit there and wait long enough to see if that was a lot of updates. That could take 30 minutes to an hour, you know, so I'll wait and see, because that might as well, definitely wouldn't want to close it and have it cause any kind of trouble, you know, like if it was in the middle of doing something. If you mess up your update cache, if you get a broken file in there or anything, then you're hung up, and you've got to go back and run clean out cache and do all yum clean all is the old command. You got to do stuff like that and try to fix it. So you don't want to just cancel in the middle of any command line work, you know, like this, especially installs and updates and stuff. So I'm just going to leave it alone. And if it's you know, after a while, it should come back and either finish or, you know, tell me that most of this has already been done or whatever. I'm thinking what it'll do is come back and say, oh, well, you know, all this was already done, so we didn't need to do all this. If the or it could just do the opposite, maybe that, well, there is one other possibility, that other app crashed and it left DNF still running in the background, and so the DNF update app is still running in the background, even though the graphic part of it crashed, and so it could be hung up, and it may stay hung up until I either kill it manually or reboot it, the system. So I'll just wait and see. If I don't ever get another message after, say, an hour, then I'm going to say, I'll probably end up saying, well, I'll just close everything, reboot, and try again, you know, probably just try again in the terminal window. That way you can see what's going on. It tells you what's happening. That's one advantage of doing it in the terminal. But once you get everything up and going good, it's so much easier to just let it automatic update, you know, and it'll tell you, it'll pop up at the top and say updating and stuff like that, you know. And if you do have a problem, then it'll tell you that. But let's see. What I'm gonna do, I need to have a break and stuff, and videos getting pretty long anyway, so I'm just gonna leave this going. The other thing that I want to do is find that little settings, see if I can find me that settings file, and I'll do that when I come back. I don't actually right at this minute. I think I'll come back here in a little while this evening, but it might, if anything anything comes up, it could be later, the other day, tomorrow, or the next day, or whatever. But before you know, I can get back actually working on this thing. Right now, I'm thinking, I never know how things are gonna go, but right now I'm thinking I will take a break. My voice is getting kind of, my throat's a little bit raw and kind of sore just talking. So that's why I'm thinking I don't know for sure that I'll be back. That's one of the reasons. But I want to look for that, get on my backup drive, or it may be on my old Fedora 14 system. I'm pretty sure, or if it's not anywhere in any there, I think I've already looked and couldn't find it. Doesn't mean it isn't there. But I can boot up my one I call my Blue FIC, that it has a Fedora 22 or something on it with the XFCE desktop. I know that it has exactly the settings I want, and even if it's not backed up already, I can back it up and then put it on an SD card and you know, copy it over here to this system, and that should just instantly get my little desktop set up the way I want it. it'd be worth the trouble to do that, since I went around and around and around trying to figure out how to set those settings and could not remember how to do it. I don't do it very often, so I forget those things, you know. So let's see. Yeah, so I'm going to take that break. Maybe I'm going to rest my voice for a little bit and everything. And at some point here, I don't know, I'm starting to think I'm going to have to eat supper, you know, and I might want to eat supper before I come back and stuff. 7:11 now. Yeah, it's getting late enough. So let's see how my stream is doing. I'm gonna have to eat supper, you know. And that's what I just said. Okay, and yeah, it's almost 2 hours, so yeah, it's getting late enough. So close that, and don't want the system. What? Oh, waiting. I thought it said finished. Waiting for the process to finish. Yeah, it's just going to sit there for quite. It could sit there for an hour easy, because it would take could take 30. Could easily take an hour to do all that many updates. You know. Okay, so I'm going to go, and then I'll come back when. What's? Oh yeah. Okay. I'm not looking at that. I keep forgetting what might happen when I click on something sometimes. I'm going to go and come back when I get get rested a little bit, whatever. Okay. Yeah, suddenly I'm just feel like I'm gonna fall asleep. Okay. I guess maybe I am getting hungry now that I think about it. Probably, yeah. That's what I need to do is eat. I just now realized. Sometimes first I just barely feel a little hungry, and then it hits me like a rock. Sometimes if I'll stop thinking about everything else, I'll realize, oh yeah, my stomach is like starving. You know. But with diabetes, you think you might be a little hungry, and then if you wait 10 or 15 minutes, you're like feeling sick. It just hits you like a rock. So yeah, it's hard to, but you don't want to. But you want to make sure you're eating at a good interval too. You don't want to eat too often. You know, you don't want it too long, but you don't want to eat too often either. You're trying to balance your blood sugar. So anyway, okay, it's done, and I'll quit rambling and get off of here and come back whenever I get back to actually working on this thing, when I'm not waiting for it to finish something. Okay, bye-bye.